offered Classroom Screen as a PD a few times, and people are usually really excited to learn about Classroom Screen. Sometimes when I'm doing PD for other things, I use Classroom Screen in the background, and often I get a lot of questions about what this is. So I wanted to introduce you to Classroom Screen. You can go ahead to classroomscreen.com and sign up for a free account. I have a paid subscription, so I'll try to walk you through some of the things that are advantages of paid subscription or what would be available if you don't have a paid subscription. I think it's like $35 a year, and I consider that well worth it for the amount of use that I give this website. So first I just wanted to share some examples of how you might use Classroom Screen, and then I'm going to go a little bit deeper into each of the widgets you can use and what they look like. So I'm going to go to my dashboard here. And I'm going to share with you two classroom examples. When you go into your dashboard, you'll see all of your saved collections. This is something that's a paid feature. If you don't pay, each time you close out a Classroom Screen, you'll have to recreate a new screen. You can usually keep the tab open for weeks and weeks and weeks, so that doesn't happen very often that you have to recreate it, but that's one of the reasons why I paid for it, because I like to have them saved and ready to go. Here is my Classroom Screen for science, and this would be projected on the board for the kids, the entire block. So you can see I have my learning goal, I have an agenda, I have just a note that their slides are due Thursday. This is a really simple one right now because we don't have a whole lot going on. And I have a group maker here, which I'll explain later. In math class, I've got displayed for the kids all class. I have the learning goal, the agenda. Here is sort of our habits of work expectations. We went through and sort of refreshed recently what we need to do to get a 4. And so those are there so the kids remember. I have a week kind of ahead here so that they can know what to expect the next few days. And, they have stickers on there, so I just try to make this a little bit fun for them. So Classroom Screen I mostly use as a background for my classroom. Another great use of it is I actually keep one with my own to-do list. So this is my Classroom Screen so that I can kind of keep my to-do list going and keep adding to it, crossing things off. And so that's a new screen that I've added that I really enjoy. Show you some of the widgets that I use the most often and a few others that you might find useful in your classroom. For my top 5, I'll start with, let me start with backgrounds. So the background I have selected here, backgrounds is one of the most fun part of Classroom Screen for me. If you pay for a membership, you have way more options for backgrounds, but even with the free membership, there are tons of different backgrounds you can choose from. One of my favorites to use is the bulletin board look with some text boxes that have some color to make them look like sticky notes, just like the way it looks, nice and clean. Looking at Group Maker, we have different groups every day for math. They change daily, and so this is a tool that I use every single day. When you open your settings, you would enter your classes and have them in there. It's one of the benefits of the paid membership is you can have unlimited number of classes in there. If you have a free membership, the limit is 3. And you choose the class. You can select students who are absent or deselect students who are absent so they don't get put into groups. You can actually go behind the scenes ahead of time on your lists, and you can make sure certain students don't work together if you choose to do that. You can make it so that some students are never randomly paired. The kids don't know that. And then you just click Create Groups, and it puts the groups together for you. The text boxes are here, and I'll just kind of show you some of the settings that you can change with all of these. The Group Maker has this. All of these have visuals. You can check font size and font type. There's also a lot of color choices. If you need to sort of keep things simple and not have a lot of color, there's always the white text with a clear background or black text with a clear background. Sometimes that can be helpful visual for kids who get overstimulated with too many things. Text boxes are used for me, like I have the learning goal, I'll have directions or homework, and the agenda. So all of those different things go into a text box. I also always have a couple of images up there, and images can come from anywhere. They can come from a screenshot, they can come from a phone, they can come from Google. So I use these for my anchor charts. If I know that students are using this rule, for example, I might have that image ready to go and have it on there for a couple of days. You can also spotlight anything that's on your board. So if the kids are just working on this target now for 10 minutes, you can just have that spotlighted so it's the only thing they see. Sometimes the boards can get a little busy and crowded, so if you just need to zoom in on one thing, that's helpful. The timer, because we're working in groups and we're doing a lot of different things, the timer is also something I always have up. And the timer looks can change, obviously, but it's handy just because then when you say that you're going to give them 10 minutes for something, you actually give them 10 minutes instead of losing track of time. There are different bells that can go off when the timer is done. And last one that I use most frequently is a video. Instead of closing out of this, having 10 tabs open here at the top, and then you kind of work through each tab during a class period is sort of the strategy I used before. And with this, I just like it because nothing goes away. Everything stays here. So if we have a video that we're going to be watching today, I can kind of have it ready ahead of time and just stick it down here. And then when it's time to go, I can use my spotlight. Doesn't make it completely full screen like watching it on YouTube does, but it's pretty close. And actually, now that I look at it, if I'm here and I spotlight it, I did see down here, I might even be able to get it full screen. There it goes. So perfect. I usually keep it just in spotlight. So those are the ones I pretty much have on my screen at all times. Some other ones that I've tried to use in the past, and I just don't use them a lot, but I think they're super helpful, are traffic light and work symbol. Those are both management tools. A lot of people use that. Like yellow means that we can be at a quiet whisper right now. Red means it should be silent. And the same thing with the work symbols. There's a few different to choose from, and you can have those up so students know the expectation in the room at that time. Poll, I have not used this poll. But instead of using a multimeter or some poll that's on a different website, just having it here could be super handy. So we could do smiley face. You put in the question, you put in the options, and then in order to access the poll, students can either enter the QR code or they go to this website and enter in this code. And so that would be an anonymous code. They would just enter in their reaction to the day. Dice, anytime we need to sort of randomize things, choose things. Under settings, you can choose how many dice you're going to have. You can see there's a lot of variety of different dice, as well as like a little rock, paper, scissors image here, heads or tails. This could be handy if you're trying to do some probability things, demonstration with the kids. The fun tangible dice obviously are great, but if you wanted to have some digital ones to show up on the board, that would be there. I think those are pretty cool. I found the sound level does the opposite of what I intend. The sound level tells them exactly the noise in the class, and so if you set an expectation that the noise doesn't get up a certain level, so you can increase the amount of noise you'll allow before it gets in the red, or you can decrease so that it gets to red sooner. I find this just encourages students to try to get into the red. So 8th grade doesn't work so much, but definitely can see elementary school application. And then I had a little bit of fun recently with the stickers, just sort of like putting them around, positive energy, just trying to keep kids engaged in the board. If it's a checklist, I might put that on it so they know this is a checklist of something that we're going to be doing. I've just had a little bit of fun with these decorating the boards. And there are lots of different stickers, including some that are related to some teaching materials like money, math, weather, some math charts, things like that are automatically available to you so you don't have to hunt down a picture. There are a number of other widgets, as you can see on there, and I just find again that this is a really helpful tool to have everything all in one space. I'm not moving tabs. If I want to work on my computer, I can freeze the projector so that this stays up for kids to see, but I'm still doing something behind the scene. And I hope you like Classroom Screen. I love it.